Hello everyone, this is Marshall Official. Today we have a lot of very interesting updates from the Russo-Ukrainian war, so we are going to get into that in just one second, but I do want to have your attention for just 1 second, everyone. First of all, I just want to say thank you all of you. We have been able to cross over 500 subscribers. In fact, we are now approaching 600 subscribers, and I just want to say thank you so much for getting me this far. I just want to say to everyone right now, let's do our absolute best to reach 1,000 subscribers as quickly as possible. Every person who subscribes, you're helping out the channel a lot, and we will be able to increase the content and keep on improving on the quality of this content for all of you guys out there. It will continue to continuously get better and better and better. So, and it doesn't cost you a thing to subscribe. Just go ahead, hit the bell notification, hit the subscribe button, leave a like, and leave a comment. Doesn't cost you a thing. You can always unsubscribe later if you really want to. So, but I please ask you that you do consider subscribing. But with that, let's get into the video right now. I also one other thing. Start giving me some ideas for what we should do for 1,000 subscribers. What special should I do for 1,000 subscribers? My personal idea is that I give you guys my very first historical video. I will put together a video about an event from history and put it online for you guys. That is my personal idea. So, if you guys have other ideas, please let me know down in the comment section below. But anyways, let's get into our update now. Starting off here in the current section, we have no confirmed changes on the map whatsoever from this front. It's just the usual activity, bombing activity. I do want to point one thing out. Military Summary, he does an excellent job. He has this thing where he's actually able to like put something on the map where he can like click on it and it will show the video that he probably got from the Telegram. I use the Telegram, but I don't know how he's able to do that. Put this thing on his map. Now he does not use Google Maps. He uses I don't know what he uses, but he uses something else. The point is that he has that really good thing that he's able to do. It allows him to put lots of geolocations in. I would love to be able to do that, but I can't edit in all those geolocations. It would just take way too long. That's why I only put the big ones in. But I would love to be able to do something like that. So if that's possible on Google Maps, please let me know how to do that. But anyways, we have, again, it's just the usual activity. There was some bombings. There was some bombings in Sumy, some bombings in Kursk Oblast. So again, aside from some drone hits and all that, is no changes on the front line here. Moving to Volchansk direction, again, we have no confirmed changes. We saw in the last video how the Ukrainians were able to recapture the aggregate plant. And the Ukrainian forces are in general, they are attempting to push the Russians out of Volchansk if possible, but overall but that's not going to happen anytime soon because this front is just absolutely dead. It's silent. Besides that little advancement there, this advance probably happened actually a while ago, and we only just now figured out about it. So at the end of the day, this front has not changed whatsoever, and it's probably going to continue to remain a dead front. Moving on to the Kupyansk section, we have no confirmed changes once again. On the Peshani front, again, we have no changes. Russian forces are in general, however, they are trying to advance this way to try and create a much flatter and longer front line before they launch their all-out attack to reach the Oskil River. But overall, we have no changes on the front line. Nothing to talk about again. Just the usual activity, the usual bombings and drone strikes and all that. On the Makiivka front, we just don't have any changes from this front line. Russian forces have been able to capture basically the entirety of Makiivka except for this southwestern part down here. And they've captured the entirety of Novelsky, but have not pushed any further yet. There is no changes at all from the Torsky front. Again, continuing down to the Seversk front, we have no changes whatsoever. We do have changes on the Chasiv Yar front. Russian forces have still managed to capture more than half of the village of Prihorivka. They captured the entire eastern half of the village. And Russian forces are able to capture this entire village, right here. If Russian forces are able to capture the entire village, they will secure the entirety of the canal all the way down to beyond Chasiv Yar, and it will be an excellent jumping off point to begin the encirclement of Chasiv Yar from the northern direction. But overall, this is our only change in the front line on this part of the front. We have lots of updates from the Toretsk front, however. Russian forces have been able to advance all the way up to this strait right here, Volutsia Hariva Paratsi Strait. They've been able to capture this part of the city right here. In the south, they managed to capture this last part of the residential area in this area of the city. They've also managed to capture 2 forest patches down here. In general, they are trying to push the Ukrainians from this direction to force the Ukrainians to pull back from these forested areas right here, while at the same time pushing against them directly like this. They are also pushing northward into the residential areas in the northern part of the city. On the Leonidivka front and the Nelipivka front, the Russian forces have been able to advance inside Nelipivka. They've captured this part of the city right here, an area of about 80.1 acres. They've also managed to capture this area right here, this significant area right here. No villages, but it is a very large chunk of ground. Capturing this entire tree line right here, while also being able to capture this part of the front right here. Again, they are in general trying to push the Ukrainians from this direction right here, and reach as far to the north as possible, possibly to try and get behind Toretsk, but that is just speculation. This is your entire update from this part of the front. We now reach the Pokrovsk front, which is the only part of the front where we actually have a geolocation, or at least one that is worth putting in the video. I do say I am not entirely sure if this geolocation is from Makiivka, though. It was on the Telegram, and the description said Nikolaevka. I looked all over the front. I don't see a Nikolaevka. So I don't know where that is. So I assumed it must be Makiivka right here. But that's just speculation. The geolocation you're currently watching right now might not be from this part of the front line. But these advancements were nevertheless confirmed by powerful sources like Syriac maps. And so the Russian forces right here were able to advance inside Makiivka. They've captured they've captured this tree lines, these forested patches right here, and this part of the village up here. The Ukrainians are now only holding on to this very western part of the village. Russian forces are now Russian forces are only about 1.1 miles away from reaching the very first buildings of Mirnograd. Once they get inside Mirnograd, they will be able to begin their advance northward through the village, or through the city, I should say, trying to move around this way before they move on to Pokrovsk itself. There's also several paths that they can take to get behind the city of Pokrovsk and hit it from the back. We've discussed all these railways down here that also lead into the city from all directions. But in general, Russian forces are advancing. Russian forces have finally resumed their offensive onto Pokrovsk. By capturing most of Makiivka, they've also captured this tree line right here. They've also managed to capture this big chunk of ground right here, and they are trying to storm the villages of Chasiv Yar and Leonidivka. If Russian forces can take both of these villages, then it will leave the area wide open for them to reach the southern part of Pokrovsk itself, while also reaching this railway from this direction before pushing along it, just like we discussed a moment ago. So Russian forces are no longer sitting idly. They are now pushing once again on this front line, trying to get into Mirnograd and reach Pokrovsk. Russian forces have also resumed their offensive on Selydove, not directly against it, but by trying to encircle it. Russian forces were pushing in the north, where they captured this Terracon up here. Now Russian forces are also pushing from the south, and they are trying to get around Selydove from the back and hit it from behind, while also pushing this way as well. Selydove is of massive importance to the Russian forces, because if they take Selydove, then the path to Pokrovsk from here will be pretty much wide open. Which is why the Ukrainians must hold on to Selydove at all costs. Selydove must not fall if the Ukrainians want to save Pokrovsk from destruction. Even if Pokrovsk doesn't fall, Russian forces will be able to reach Pokrovsk and just destroy the city. So if they want to save Pokrovsk from the same fate of Bakhmut, they must hold Selydove. Russian forces also continue to advance here in the south, where Russian forces have advanced towards the town of Sukarina, and they've also managed to enter part of it on the outskirts by capturing this area right here. Russian forces on this part of the front are trying to reach the railway so they can push along the railway towards the Volcha River and encircle the Ukrainian forces in this eastern part over here. We have no further changes around Leonidivka or in these fields right here. Russian forces are still putting pressure on Hernik itself, but overall, it's not much to talk about. Alright, now we reach the final part of the front line in Vuhledar. The Russian forces are trying to push into Vuhledar itself. They already have. They're trying to push in further. The Ukrainian forces have continued to withdraw. They have abandoned their positions down here. They've pulled back to the city itself. so the Ukrainians are continuing their withdrawal at a very slow pace. The Russian forces have been able to force the Ukrainians to retreat further away from these tree lines right here, and they now only have these two tree lines under their control. The Russian forces were able to advance right here and capture this tree line. They've also managed to capture this block right here. The Ukrainians have also withdrawn from all of their positions near the coal mine and have fallen back to way behind it from all the way back to here. That is your entire map update. We see the Russian forces, how they are advancing here and over also right up here. But that is your whole map update. Again, it's not much, but it is several major advancements. Although not big, they are major advancements. They are major changes that are going to have big consequences down the line. And they also suggest much bigger movements by the Russian forces in the making. The most notable one of them all is the Russian forces have restarted their offensive onto Pokrovsk, which this front for a while was quite silent, but now it has reopened once again. So let's quickly go on to the political update starting now. So starting off right off the bat, the Ukrainian forces claim to have shot down 69 out of 70 Shahed drones and 2 out of 2 Kinjal hypersonic missiles over last night. They probably are inflating it just a little bit, but they are saying it happened. In 2023, a Chinese company sent a number of specially designed military drones to Russia for testing, intending to test them in Ukraine. This is the United States. The United States is claiming that China sent these drones to Russia. These are prototype drones to be used in Ukraine as a testing base. Did it actually happen? Not sure. This is back in 2023, it says. The Royal Netherlands Air Force said goodbye to the F-16 fighters. Today they flew over the Netherlands for the last time. Now the Dutch F-16s will go to Ukraine. So the Netherlands is giving up its F-16s for Ukraine. Donald Trump about Zelensky said, "We have a good relationship, and I also have a good relationship with President Putin." So when Zelensky met Donald Trump said that he will bring a peace because he has good relationships with Zelensky and with President Putin. So he will be able to negotiate a proper peace that will favor both sides. The next thing on here is the Middle East is on the brink of an all-out war, according to Sergei Lavrov, Russian foreign minister. Yeah, okay, so by the way, what he's mentioning is that just recently, Israel launched a major missile and drone attack on southern Lebanon, where they actually attacked the Hezbollah headquarters and killed its leader. So in general, this was a surprise attack by Israel on Lebanon. And overall, this situation in Israel and in the south is just continuing to get more and more heated as time goes on. Alright, the next thing we have here is, according to Hungarian Prime Minister Viktor Orban, it's not fair, it's not European. He's criticizing the possibility of Ukraine and Moldova joining the EU before the Western Balkan countries. So Orban, we know, he's against Ukraine, he's against Moldova, he does not want them to join NATO, he does not want them to join the EU, and he's saying that it's not right for these countries to get in before these countries down here do. Hezbollah officially I just said this. Hezbollah officially confirmed the death of its leader Nassan Nasrallah as a result of yesterday's airstrike by the Israeli Air Force on the command bunker in Beirut. China's talk of peace in Ukraine is meaningless. This was stated by U.S. Secretary of State Blinken after a meeting with the head of the Chinese Foreign Ministry. And that is your entire political update. Shorter update. I know I want to keep it short and sweet for you guys, not waste your time. But that is your whole update. That is your whole political update. That's going to be all for today, guys. Make sure you like, subscribe, hit the bell notification, and make sure you comment to start giving me some ideas about what we should do when we reach 1,000 subscribers. What should the special be for 1,000 subscribers? I want to say this one last time. Thank you guys so much for getting me above 500 subscribers. Again, we are just about to hit 600. We are basically 400 subscribers away from reaching the very first big goal. So please subscribe. You can always go back and change your mind later. It doesn't cost you a single penny, and your subscription will always cause the quality of this channel to go on and increase, and get better and better and better for you guys out there. So thank you guys for being here. This is your entire update. I will see you guys next time. Bye.